Hi everyone, tonight I am reviewing Rebel Distillers Collection Wegmans Store Pick Single Barrel. A few weeks back I reviewed its cousin, the Ezra Brooks Distillers Collection, also a Wegmans Store Pick Single Barrel. That is a rye bourbon. Really enjoyed that, really good price point, definitely would pick that up again. But I was curious to try its cousin, this being the wheated bourbon, the same distillery, Lux Row Distillers. And again, this is a wheated bourbon. It is another Wegmans Store Pick Single Barrel. And just for clarification, as I said with the other review, when it's a Store Pick Single Barrel, in this case being Wegmans will go and taste various barrels. They'll pick out a barrel that they want to then have filled with bottles that are going to have all the information on it with their name, all from the same single barrel. All the information is on here as it was with the Ezra Brooks. So the specifics of this are as follows. This is barrel number 7784591. The barrel was filled on September 18th, 2017. So this is a little younger than the Ezra Brooks. The Ezra Brooks was maybe roughly 7 years, somewhere in that range. This, just doing the math, is somewhere 5+ years, somewhere between 5 and 6 years, we'll just call it. But this is a higher proof. This wheated bourbon is 113 proof, whereas the Ezra Brooks was 107 proof. As far as the mash bill on this one, I looked it up, fairly certain this is it. The mash bill is 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. Now, with the Ezra Brooks, that malted barley was constant at 12%. What varies here is has the 68% corn, 20% wheat. The Ezra Brooks had 78% corn and 10% rye. So this has 10 percentage points less of corn and another 10 percentage points greater on wheat, whereas that was higher corn and less a percentage of rye. In this case, obviously, wheat's the secondary grain. Rye was a secondary grain with that. So 20% is a decent amount of wheat for wheat being the secondary grain, which makes this a wheated bourbon. Just a side note with this, I believe this used to be called Rebel Yell. Maybe it's still around. I've seen that that bottle. I've seen other people review it. I do know that the Rolling Stones and Billy Idol himself apparently was inspired by that name of that whiskey, and I understand that had some influence in the song Rebel Yell. So little tidbit there. But now enough talking, and I want to crack this open and just see how good it is. Okay, so we have this all poured up. Actually, very nice color on this one, as you can see. So let's give this a nose. I don't want to call it like a classic wheated bourbon smell, but I do. It's kind of hard to describe. I do detect certain type of aroma on some wheated bourbons. It's kind of sweet, smells kind of mellow. And I have smelled this on it. This actually reminds me, in one case, that smell when I tried the Prohibition wheated bourbon. But anyway, let's give this a taste. Cheers. Wow. Okay. This packs a punch. Just in one similar tasting note, when I had the Ezra Brooks, something similar. I remember I said that it tasted a little bit like kind of like a cinnamon flavor. I'm not sure if that was the cinnamon or it was the charcoal mellowing. This, it does not say it was charcoal mellow, just as a side note. It does not say sour mash, as the Ezra Brooks did. That's an important point. It did not see that noted on the barrel. I'm not sure if it's just not done with a wheated bourbon, but it's not noted on the barrel. The other one said sour mash and charcoal mellow. This does not. But this is a very, very strong flavor. I'll try this again. It's very sweet. You definitely taste, I do feel the proof on this, but it's very sweet. I thought there was a little bit of cinnamon. I do taste vanilla and caramel as well. This is a very, I think this is a really nice drinking wheated bourbon. Again, I do taste the higher proof, but I've kind of developed a liking for that. I mentioned this in a previous video. When I started out with Jack Daniels, it was kind of like, that's 80 proof. when I got into the bourbon side of enjoying whiskey, I kind of thought that my kind of sweet spot in terms of proof was, and this, maybe just a few years ago, was 86 proof to 100 proof. Now I kind of find that I really do, while I do have enjoy plenty of, whiskeys that are, 90 proof, 94 proof around there. I kind of enjoy, whiskeys that are, 100 proof and over, and certainly in the 100 proof, 115 proof, and, this being that 113, it's really, I think I really do enjoy the slightly higher proofs on some of these whiskeys. So definitely recommend this. I would be curious as a side to side with the Ezra Brooks, but I do taste, like I said, I taste the proof, but this is really, really, really flavorful. That cinnamon sweetness kind of reminds me of the Ezra Brooks, but this definitely drinks like a wheated bourbon with a little bit of proof to it. But I definitely would recommend this. This is definitely a good pour. We'll get more into it, but definitely recommend. Cheers.